This is Pastor Tim coming to you again from Central Texas, from the United Methodist Churches of Benz and Lomita, preparing this week for Easter as we move towards a big event of Christian faith, when even the plans of people cannot stop the plans of God. When life is offered a new life and a picture into resurrection, which we all are moving towards. It's not moving towards our death, we're moving towards our resurrection. But in preparation this week, we're talking about another kind of death, and that is Mary and Martha's brother Lazarus. Lazarus is a good friend of Jesus. He spent a lot of time there. He eats with them, he visits with them, he stays with them, and he very much cares about them. They're almost like brothers and sisters to him. And so when they come and tell him that Lazarus is sickened to death, I'm sure he was greatly distressed by it. But he knows something that other people don't know. He knows that the death is not the end of life. He knows that there is more to come and that God has got something else for Lazarus to do. So he doesn't rush there. When he gets there, the sisters say, "Don't bother, Lazarus has died. He's been dead now for 4 days." And so Jesus sees everybody weeping, and he weeps because he's sorry that the things that Lazarus had to go through. He's sorry for the grief that other people are stricken by, but he's going to do something about it. So he goes to the tomb and says, "Roll away the stone." And Martha, who's always the practical one, said, "Well, wait a minute. He's been dead 4 days. It's going to start smelling. And let's not subject ourselves to it." And Jesus said, "No, do it anyway." And he, in a loud voice, he says, "Lazarus, come out." And Lazarus, to everybody's shock and dismay, comes out of the tomb. Death is not the end. There is more to do. Not everybody will be resurrected. Very few people were resurrected, but this is one occasion in which Jesus brought back somebody from death. And he comes out of the tomb, but he's still bound by the cloth that he's in preparing his body for death for the tomb. They wrapped him in cloth, and he's still struggling with that, which is a kind of a comic relief for this serious time, because I can just see him with his legs bound together and his arms tied to his side, jumping, bouncing, hopping out of the tomb. That's rather comic. But then Jesus says, "Remove the bandages, remove the binding." And I think that is true of all of life, that we bind ourselves up sometimes in our own imagination, in our own self-image, in what society expects of us, in what the culture demands of us, and what other people say that we are. We bind ourselves by our history. We bind ourselves in all sorts of ways. And Jesus says, undo the binding and let him pray. And so he was free to go then, to move about his life again. I don't know what he had to do. He was not resurrected, he was resuscitated, because he would otherwise, Lazarus, be walking around today, and he would have quite a tale to tell over 2 centuries of living. He had to die another time, but it was not then. It was not to deprive his sisters of their brother. It was not to deprive Jesus of his friend. There's some time left to go. But sometimes we ask for life, and sometimes we ask, and it's just temporary. The cures are just temporary. But we have to know that ultimately that we're in God's hands. and that nothing ultimately will cause our end. God's got us, and we can trust in that. So today's reading is about life. The death of Jesus is going to be about death, but it's not the last word. As one preacher said, the worst thing is never the last thing. So we count on that. So let's look forward to Easter and the resurrection that comes in the eternal presence of Jesus with us through all the difficult times. I hope that is helpful in preparation for Easter. I'll see you next time.